Hello everybody, my name's Jordan from PL Gamer Q YouTube channel, doing a very impromptu video because kind of been disappointed in something, and that's why doesn't anybody like Halloween anymore? I mean, it is today, it is October 9th, okay, and I've went to a number of places, and their Halloween sections were small to begin with, and now they're already putting Christmas stuff out. I'm like, okay. I went to like the hardware stores and everything, and their Halloween section, they had like a gazebo type thing or something like that up, and they had a few things in it, and they had a few boxes with like some bigger stuff, and that was it. And some of the stuff looked like it was just, I don't know if it was came in the store broken, because I was there pretty early. And when I say pretty early, I mean like 3 weeks ago, and it was just getting put in. I mean, there's the Spirit Halloween store. It got here really late, so yeah, not good if you like Halloween like I do. It just seems so different when I was growing up. I mean, I remember growing up and it seemed like everywhere had Halloween, and I'm sitting here about to fall over because I'm trying to stand in one spot, and when I talk, I normally move around a little bit. But when I was growing up, the stores put like things in their windows and everything. I grew up in a smaller town, so maybe that's it. Also, I don't have TV. When I say I don't have TV, yes, I have TVs, but I don't have cable TV. I have Hulu, Netflix, YouTube, things like that. And maybe that's part of it, is I don't see all the Halloween specials coming on and things like that. But it just seems so different. And I don't know. I'm trying to, like my son, he seems to like it. He likes kind of scary things and stuff like that. So I'm trying to not make him too scared, but I'm trying to show him scarier things. I mean, he'll be 4 October 22nd. So I'm hoping that growing up, I want to have Halloween birthday parties for him and stuff like that. Halloween themed, not on Halloween. But it's just one of those things that I hope that he'll enjoy growing up, because I really enjoyed it. I mean, literally right now I have things sitting in my floor. I got like show it to you. I mean, I got this like organ donation zombie, a zombie defense agency thing. I'll be hanging this up somewhere here in my arcade. I've got this one thing. It's supposed to look like an electric fence. I got a paint, like a fake painting here, and like just all types of Halloween stuff. I mean, in the passenger seat of my Jeep, I have a skeleton, like one of the decorative ones. If I can remember to put the picture in, I'll show it to you. It's very cool. I really like it. Driving down the street, you have no idea how many people, as I was driving, I've just been seeing people like kind of look sideways to see it, checking cars around me, and they're like going, pointing at it and pulling their phones out, taking pictures. And it's just something as simple as a skeleton that I bought at a store for pretty cheap. I just put in my Jeep, buckled it in, so it doesn't fall over. It's a posable one, so I have its mouth open and its arm up. It's going. So I try to have both of its arms up, but the left one, where there's nothing for it to hold, because this one it can hold on. I can put its hand through the oh crap bar, whatever you want to call it. But so the right arm stays up. The left one I put on the dash like this, so it looks like it's going. And like perfect example, like I said, when I was coming home, there's these 2 kids. I mean, I say kids now. I mean, they may have been late teens, early 20s. But I was driving down the street, like to my house, and they were beside me because of the 4-lane road, and they kind of like went in front of it. They kind of pulled ahead and they slowed down. I'm not paying attention. I just noticed this car is like driving beside me, and I look over. There's the driver and the passenger. The passenger had his cell phone out taking pictures. If I'd have thought, I'd have turned the skeleton's head toward him, but I didn't think about that. I was just driving. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then it's only been in there 2 days, and so many people have seen it. And things like that, I don't see. Like, nobody has decorated it for Halloween here in my neighborhood. But take that back. There's like 2 houses, and their decorations aren't that many. I think it was 2 years ago, this one house went crazy with decorations. I mean, they bought like the skeleton dogs and cats. They bought like the crates, and they put those in their yards and put those in all. They had like all types of stuff. And I think it was pretty wet that year, so like majority of their stuff, and it didn't look like it was, majority of the stuff they had, it looked like it was like one of those things you put out and then, okay, season's over, now you throw it away. It didn't look like it was something you'd keep. So the next year they really didn't do it, because I think they were like, yeah, this is kind of expensive for stuff we're going to throw away. And that's one of the problems with Halloween stuff. I mean, it's not really something that you can keep from year to year unless you have it indoors. And if you have it indoors, it's just for you. You're not for your neighborhood. I mean, here, let me show you this. I got this at Lowe's. Knocked over my sign. I've always wanted a Zoltan, and I've got one now, but this is kind of the cheaper version. It's basically a little like cloth and just a cheap thing here, but it's a little mechanical thing. It's pretty cool. I really like it. So yeah, that's the painting I was talking about. It actually lights up and talks and everything. And like things like that. I have a bunch of stuff in my house like that. But unless somebody comes over, nobody sees it. Outside, it's the same as every other day of the year. So, oops. Okay. So I'm trying to wonder, am I looking back as like with the rose-tinted glasses of nostalgia, thinking, Halloween was just better growing up when I was a kid? And it just doesn't seem, or is it actually not the same? Because when I was in school, those Betsy, the Halloween little things, like cardboard cutouts, those were everywhere. And now the only way I could get them, just order them on Amazon. And you can always tell how close it is to Halloween, because they, like, after Halloween, they're like $4.50 for 4 of them. Closer to Halloween, they're getting up to $9, $10. So what I did last year, I bought a few of them. I've put them up in my office. Last year I had them in my office because I was in 2 different offices, and I put them in both offices. This year, I've put them in my office this year. And I'm like, nobody else has anything in my entire building. I'm the only person. And I'm like, no pumpkins, not even fake ones. And I'm like, this kind of sucks. I mean, I understand you don't want to go crazy and go, yeah, and all this, and like, okay, now Halloween's over, now let's put up Christmas or Thanksgiving or 4th of July or whatever. Ain't that would get, you spend a lot of time doing that. But Halloween, I don't know, always seemed special to me, and it seemed like that was something that a lot of people went out for. I mean, yeah, everybody put up Christmas lights and everybody put up Halloween decorations. That was the 2 things majority of the people in my neighborhood did growing up. So, especially for the kids trick-or-treating. Holy cow, where I grew up, there were hundreds and hundreds of kids that come by. I mean, you couldn't buy good candy. You had to buy the cheapest candy you could get because there's just so many kids. And I remember, like, there would always be when a new family would move into the neighborhood, that was the first house you went to, because they generally bought the good candy because they didn't realize how many kids were going to come by. And they would feel bad because they ran out. And they would literally, they'd be like, well, have some here in a little bit. My husband went to the store, or my wife went to the store. I remember that happening so many times growing up. It was great. And it's just because the kids knew. I mean, literally, it's like, that's the new family. Go there. Because there's kids that from other neighborhoods that came to ours, my neighborhood, to trick or treat, because basically it's the way it was designed. It was just literally, you had, we called them lanes, but basically you had, it was like a, I don't know, kind of like 4 lanes this way, and they connected that way. And there's houses lined all of it. So it's like just crazy how many people, just how many families and how many houses were there. And where I grew up, everybody knew everybody. It's one of those things to where it's like, oh, let's go to Mr. Smith and then Mr. Doe. Yes, John Doe, Sam Smith type thing. It's the generic names you use, because I don't know if anybody wants me to name them, but actually, Mom, it's kind of sad to say that most of the people that I went to trick-or-treating with have passed away. I mean, I am 38. So yeah, I mean, and the majority of the people in my neighborhood were older. Yeah, maybe I'm just getting old and not realizing it. But let me know, is Halloween kind of dying out? Have people, I mean, when I was growing up, some people thought it's the devil's holiday and they didn't want you to celebrate it, but everybody did where I went. And it seems like today we're splitting more to extremes. There's not many people in the middle. It's all split to the far extremes, and I don't know. But let me know. Do you guys think that Halloween is just overrated? I mean, horror movies, how many of them do you see coming out now? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of independent ones, but like in theaters and things like that, you don't really see many of them anymore. I'm going to say that, and everybody's going to be like, you don't have TV, you don't see all those ads, or it's all that's out now, no my luck. And I'll be like, oh, well, shoot. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, and till next time.